Happy Eclipse. I've been up since like 1. I'm napping and sleeping when I need to sleep and up when I need to be up. And I was just channeling my ancestors. I was like, let's do this. The lights will probably flicker on and off. It's not flickering on my end. I don't know if it's the camera. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, I got on a canvas today for the first time in a while. And I have 2 of my pieces that are going to be displayed at a cafe in Danvers. It's going to Kathmandu. I'm very excited. And so that's why I'm sitting with the frequency of love behind me. It's a canvas that I made. And, the way that I make my canvases is like I, put the paint on my body or like directly on the canvas and I, roll around in it while I'm in a healing or when I'm doing things. And it's a very abstract, very healing way to make art. And it's unique, but not at the same time, And so my intention for today, with all that being said, is to offer a channeled message for this new moon eclipse in Libra. And so I would love to invite all of us to ground. And please pause this video and take as long as you need to ground. And I'll ground for us. My intention is to offer the source message for the highest and greatest good of all involved and invested. There have been a lot of different views that have been coming out in my last few messages. And so I'm going to see what comes through today. I'm hearing 8. But I'm going to ground first. Take a moment to sink in. Sink into your belly, sink into your body, and know that you are safe. Only the white light of God is allowed in this space. Only the highest and greatest information for all involved and invested, with no harm coming to any, is allowed in this space. I'm open to receive galactic messages. I'm open to receive spirit and source. We are grounded. We are safe. We are bubbled and protected. We are grounded. Our grounding cords travel deep into the underground. We are grounded. We are safe. We are bubbled and protected. We are invisible to the harm of others. We express gratitude for the energy expressed. Attention. The light workers of the world are all on stage. They have received attention. Being brought directly to the center of the universe and being brought directly to source. The attention that we are all receiving right now feels like a light bulb has been turned on from the inside out. And the amount of light workers, light whatever you call them, lights that have been turned on as of late is so powerful that the brightness of the earth is turned up and turned up and turned up and turned up. The exponential rate of ascension is bringing the solar flash closer. There is no time. There is no time. There is no time. It is in fluctuation, the moment that happens. But for many, the flash comes from within, and when enough flashes happen inside of ourselves, it happens without questions. What information does this community need to see, need to hear? The balancing of the scales internal will be helpful for what is to come within the United States, within the entirety of the world stage. Balancing your internal scales, releasing self-righteous activities, releasing that you know differently than me, but I know better. There are many quantum views that say unity is one, and there are many quantum views that say timeline divergent is needed. In the end, however far out you wish to go, Sarah, it is unity. There are many different parallel realities that are all happening simultaneously. I'm seeing unity within, so basically I'm seeing like the world from above. I'm seeing like a planet that's about this big, and it's the planet Earth, and I'm seeing like a timeline where everyone, there's no baby dwarf planet or anything like that. It's just we all have, and 2025 is a little bit tumultuous, but like the light workers just like come into their, it's like the light workers and the people that receive blessings, they have more instant manifestations and, a lot of blessings, and like seemingly like only God could have done this moments come to these people. And that's a beautiful thing. And now in the middle is when there's two pretty divided timelines, two very, very divided parallel timelines that happen simultaneously. And you continue to go down and continue to go down and continue to go down. And one that's negative, just like hops over to the positive whenever they want. And then by the time that there's like that moment where enough people are awakened and the solar flash comes to the planet, then it's the dwarf planet mentality, where it's like this Pleasantville planet where you can visit in this, and I've seen this before, in this like holographic, like, how you doing, Pops? And he's like, oh, boss is making me stay late again. So, and you're just like looking at them in a holographic view. And when they're ready to, step into a more galactic space, they'll, leave that planet, maybe physically die from that planet, and then come back to the Earth school. I thought there was 3. It's funny, Source is just saying, what would be the perfect way, Sarah? What would be the perfect way for this to go? They're referencing the, election. And, I'm saying, like, what if nobody wins? And, like, communities just kind of, like, come together and help each other. And, people that live next to each other, or live with each other, like smaller communities, they just kind of, like, start to thrive. And, we have a blend of, technology and that becomes more, we kind of like pump the brakes on a lot of like the really negative activities that are coming onto the planet right now. It was just like let them tucker themselves out, and then they just kind of move along with their lives. But change is pleasant and creates the sense of urgency for people to want to be helpful. Source is saying that's, very pie in the sky, because what do we know about big events? How do people, band together? And, I used to say this way before my awakening, but it was loss. I think of 9/11, where everybody was a neighbor. Everybody was a neighbor, and everybody was helpful, and everyone cared. And Source is reminding me that my judgments of how things go are my judgments and my judgments alone. And so my purpose, my sole purpose, is maybe to bring light to those tougher things. Those tougher things. And Source wants us to go back to the family unit. So if you're new here, whenever I do that, it's like a change of a scene. And so Source is reminding us to look at our family unit and to really saying, like, hunker down in like a new wave of doing that work, that inner work. You can do it in meditation. You can, call in the higher self, do work in meditation, but find the best way to make peace within yourself, within all of your inner team, inner child, inner teenager, more shadow components to yourself, higher self, soul, future self, to like really reconcile with all the sides of yourself and recognize that, the people outside of you, your parents, your siblings, your immediate family, your spouse, your children, they're souls, but you still have that view of whom you think that they are. And making reconciliation with all of that could be helpful to help balance your own scales. There's a lot of financial and food fear within the realm of the planet. So helping yourself and offering that to others. I'm seeing like you bake a loaf of bread and then you break it in half and then you offer it to your neighbors, like doing things like that. Fill up your cup first, have your resources first, and then offer whatever it is that you're creating to the people around you. There's a lot of attention on the planet right now, and things are very bumpy. Things are very, very bumpy. So just be in what you're in. Just be in it. Just be in what you're in, and know that you're not alone. Like, so many people are being upgraded right now from the inside out. And your path, this is really fascinating. So, because, we make the joke as light workers and as star seeds that we like forget when we come into planet Earth, and then waking up is remembering again. A lot of people right now are having this like unplugging of a lot of their soul contracts, like new contracts, after 2024 going into 2025, the nodal shift, the north node is going to go into Pisces and the south node is going to go into Virgo. So there's a lot astrologically to do with that, tons of validation there, and understanding and recognizing that what we are supposed to do is starting to really be shown to us. It's really going to be shown to us. Yeah, the next few lunations for the rest of the year are going to be extremely helpful. And, I'm, researching some really beautiful offerings for you, some 2025 resources for you. I'm very excited. But there's a significant amount of the new moons, I want to say, starting in November. The new moons are at 9 degrees, I think, until March, which is, we're in an 8 year right now. We're going into a 9 year. So that was really fascinating that, the guides had said, or Source had said 8 when we first started this, because 8 is karma. It's finishing up karma, and karma coming to light. What you've given, you receive, the universal laws. Nine is, a baby being born, 9 months, and baby can't stay in there. It has to leave every bit of safety it's ever known to go into a cold, harsh world. And it's very beautiful because it knows it can't stay in the womb. So whatever is birthing through you right now, just trust it completely. It's a very fascinating image that they're giving me. They're showing me a scratch ticket, and it's your uniqueness that, like, I'm seeing like scratching a winner, and underneath it, it's your uniqueness, your diamond, your color, your niche is coming to be, my dears. There's a significant amount of grandparent and great-grandparent energy that's surrounding all of you right now. So I would really love just to take a moment for us to, just close our eyes for a moment and think about our grandparents and great-grandparents. If they're alive, if they're passed on, but I want you just to really visualize them for a moment. I'm hearing grandparents in all different languages coming into my ears right now. And they all have messages for every single one of you. And they're just narrowing it down to be one channeled message. All right, I'm going to offer a message from the grandparents, and then I'm going to do a light language so you can kind of hear all the different messages that are specific for you. But I like to say a lot of the times, like, I'm your fairy godmother. And like, an old friend used to say, you're my Nana wrapped in a hippie child. But I like, and I love that, like alien Nana. Like, so many different versions of that have come through for me. And that's the way that I've been able to make people feel, which is very important. So it's not always the nicest messages that, grandma and grandpa have to give. They have this harshness, this like, I don't really give a crap type of an energy. And there's some, they want you to know how loved you are and how supported you are and how they're with you always. There's a few people that are waking up right now. This isn't for everyone, but there's a few people that are waking up to the, I'm going to use the word that they're saying, to the debauchery that they've been participating in. And they want you to know that that's okay. You are an experiential learner and you did what you had to do to figure out that that's not for you. They want me to highlight my Waking Up Post-Woke series, definitely for you. They also want me to highlight my past life tales of sexual trauma. There's a lot that's coming up that you might not understand why you're doing things the way being burned at the stake, that past life tale as well. And they want you to know that it's sometimes you get coerced into doing things that aren't right for you, but they don't want you to sink into shame. They want you to just say, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I efficiently learned that that's not for me and that I don't really like that. And I don't ever want to do it again. And so they're with you and they're holding you. And this is, they want you to, like bake a cake for yourself. Go get a cupcake. Do something that's a little bit sweet. Because you'd eat it if they made it. there's like, there's some like very, it's like Kuan Yin, it's Grintara, it's Buddha energy. It's like some of the harshness of like, okay, so it's like very cultural. So I'm seeing like certain cultures that maybe their grandparents were a lot harsher and more, abusive, for lack of a better term. Like it was like the joke that my grandmother would just like throw a frying pan at you. That was just their generation, And that is what it is. It is what it is. And we must thank them. Not so much like, I forgive you. It's like, you have no idea what they endured. You have no idea how many generational issues they stopped at them. So don't say like, I forgive you. In my perspective, this is Sarah speaking. I would say, thank you. Thank you. I get to be as unique and as free as I am because of you. This is such grandmother, grandfather energy. They're showing me like you as this diamond, and then they're like shrinking it down to a penny. And they're like, you're also just a penny. This is so Libra. It's like, you're this multifaceted diamond. You're also like a few pages of the DSM-5. And you are special. You are a unique fractal of God having this human experience. But whatever like you believe in, like if you show me your birth chart, I could tell you every single thing about you. If you talked to a psychologist, psychiatrist, they could tell you every single page on the DSM-5 that you are. Human design, all of these things. Like you are special, but at the same time not as special as you think that you are. So it's like, they're like, go underneath it. Go underneath it. And look at, and they're pulling that word debauchery in. It's like recognizing that the these are really ridiculous messages that they're giving me. So I'll put a disclaimer before, but it's like the sexual revolution and the debauchery that had started in that time period also came from like a financial security standpoint where you were allowed, like it's just so like they're like shaking their head at me. They're saying like the hippies were the kids of people that had generational wealth and they were allowed to do all these things. So be kind to yourself and know that you can't run around and do all of these things that you think that you're supposed to be doing when actually we want you just to make art or sing songs or talk to your neighbor or bake some bread. Do something that's a little bit more simple. And speak from I statements. Nobody outside of you is responsible to entertain. I'm sorry. Oh my God. They're just so harsh right now with us. I'm so sorry. But it's like, they're like, nobody needs to entertain the way that you feel inside. You're the only one that needs to entertain that. This is not source. This is the energy of the grandparents that are here. They're like, we didn't get to go see therapists. We didn't get to have all of these things. We just had to, go fight wars and go hunt food and do all of these things. So express gratitude for the freedom that you have, that you can go on your phone and get things door dashed to you. Express gratitude for that, but also participate. Give and take. What are you providing? What goodness, what value are you offering to the world or to us? Like, do you even have an altar to the ancestors? Do you even have an altar? they're being snappy towards me now. They're like, Sarah's got 2, but she doesn't always keep them clean. She doesn't always put the things on there that she's supposed to put on there, but she's got 2. So you can have an altar. It can be a handkerchief. There was, when I was borderline homeless, I literally had a handkerchief that I would unfold, and that's where I would do my cards, and that's where I would do my things. Okay, they want to do a quick light language. Orishiskan kupanyo porana, oriskan poi, sukaranyo pola catadora, Iapoara shikakongayo, Ihahiko po Iotia, Ratukusukopoi, Pashikapala kona, Ratutuku Karutukukana, Harakoko Shikapayoana, Latoto Yoko Poniato Shupukuno, Shupukuno Shiarakaka. Yasharakaka. All right. This is angelic. It's like Yeshua. It is Yeshua. This is Yeshua energy, and oh my God, he's such a whippersnapper. He's such a whippersnapper. I love Yeshua vibes. I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here, everyone. He just smiles so bright, and he's just such a darling soul. And you're just sitting there being like, look at all the people that have like really like done negative things to my name, that have spoken poorly about me, that have literally fought wars because of me, and all I do is just sit there and love all of you. I'm within you. I'm available to everyone. It doesn't matter what it is that you believe. It's not the doctrine. It's not any of this. First they take one thing from me, but he's like, no, I want you to take 2. Treat others as you yourself wish to be treated. And remember Lot's wife. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep going towards. Keep walking. Keep going. Don't judge anyone on side to side, back to front. Just keep focusing on that goodness, that heart. Lead with love. Lead with love. Love your buddies. Love your friends. Love your family. Let it go. Let it go. You're going to be fine. You're going to be safe. It doesn't make sense. So hold my hand. Hold your abuela, your ancestors' hands. And trust it. He's showing me the earth getting shook up. He's like, a lot of my descendants and a lot of the, the 144,000, a lot of the people that are of my tribe are going to be relocated in the next year or so. So just know that. Know that. He's showing me huge migrations of people. Huge migrations of people. A lot of people are going to be given the resources to be able to travel and to do that. A lot of people are just going to be given a lot of resources, whatever that means for you, whatever you've been lacking in the last little bit. Just know it's coming to you and get excited about that. just showing you, listing out all of the things that make you not worthy, and your brain braining. And he's like, I don't care. I love you. I don't care if you don't think that you're lovable. You're lovable. I don't care about all the things that you've done wrong. Come back to you. Come back to you. Come back to me. Come back to the consciousness that is love. It's just like dancing and partying and having a great time and having fun. It's like he wasn't as demure as we think he was. He was 33, would flip tables and do all these. Like, he was just a sassy dude. Ooh. The younger ones are here to change the world. The younger ones are here to change the world. Yeah, if you don't know, if you're, younger than 30, obviously if you're younger than 18, we have to go through your parents, but like I offer, my rate is 144,000, which I'm a part of. And so know that I work with 20-year-olds to help, like, you have the answers. All you need is someone to help unlock it with you, and to, just mirror you and help with some, anxiety and things like that. But you're worthy, very, very worthy of that. He's just saying, we're going to close up now, but if you feel as though you've been like, what is going on? Or if you've been stagnant, or even if you feel like things have been kind of like pulled back for you, think of yourself as that slingshot, and that 2025, you're just going to be catapulted into a very safe experience, a very safe, prosperous, abundant experience. You can do a lot better work when you're free. You can be of service to others when you're free. You can give things away for free when you're free. What lights you up? He wants you to make a wish. What would be the most magical thing that could ever happen to you? And how would you feel waking up the next day?